And if only could, I'd make a deal with God, and I'd get him to swap places. Be running up that road, be running up that hill, be running up that building. Say if only I could. It don't hurt me. See, I'll tear the blade lines. I know I'm tearing you asunder.
Hey everybody, this is the end of week number 1. I had to think about that. So January 18th, finished up the first training week, and just wanted to share with you a few things that happened, a couple of the workouts, and a couple things that I've learned along the way. So going back earlier in the week, I took Monday off. It was following a bigger week of training on last Sunday. So went into Tuesday. I split up the run, a couple runs. Wednesday had a workout in the morning. Great weather down in the park. So did some 800s. The workout was 8 by 800 at about half marathon effort, and then a couple more easy days, and then yesterday I finished up a big long run. So the goal of this week was to get a baseline of fitness going into the marathon training block. I had on deck for yesterday a 16-mile long run, and the warm-up was 3 miles. The plan for the harder running was 4 miles at marathon effort, 1 mile easy, 3 miles at marathon effort, 1 mile easy, and then 1 mile at marathon effort. And then another cool down of 3 miles. So in total 16. And one of the tough parts about yesterday, the weather being colder. We got a bunch of snow. So Thursday, we got lots of snow. Something you can't plan for is the weather when it comes to training. So one of the big lessons of this week is first to look ahead at your schedule. So I like to look ahead from Monday to Sunday, or Sunday to Saturday, and see what the weather looks like ahead of time. If you can make it work to shift a day around or a workout, schedule it in a different way to make the most of it. That can help you a lot. So for me, yesterday for the long run, instead of getting up really early, I waited a bit to get the snow. There was a big squall, is what they call it, that came through. So waited for that to clear, and then I started the long run during the boys' naps. So I had a 2-hour block that I started. Wind was calmer at that point, and I used some of the streets that were cleared, main streets that I knew that could work out, and you had to plan ahead. So that was one of the goals that I'm going to set for this coming week, is just to look ahead a little bit, make sure we've got some pretty cold temperatures coming up, and I want to make sure I get my runs in. So whether I have to split them up, I did that this past week a couple times, where instead of trying to get a full hour or 80 minutes of running, I just split it up into two 35 to 40 minute chunks, just for my getting the mileage on the legs. And you have to do that sometimes. It's not going to go exactly the way you think for the week, and that's okay. This is going to have, I know there's going to be some ups and downs. I know there's going to be days when I don't want to work, but overall, you have to plan ahead. and that's what I've learned this week. So I'll plan ahead. Hey everybody, back. I just had a quick break. So back to training. Training recap for the week. This is week 1 of the Boston series. I did title the last intro video 245. So as you could see, I am targeting a 245 marathon for this spring. So that is the big goal, but not the only one. I wanted to touch on just a couple more points from the week, and one of the big ones was adaptability. So I mentioned being able to plan ahead, and previously I'd said can't plan for weather. You can't predict the weather. So yes, you can't predict it. So as best you can, you try to plan ahead, and that was my key there. When it comes to being adaptable, that's one of my core values and one of the tenets that I have with coaching or training. So being adaptable is huge. I have 2 little ones at home and a busy schedule, so you got to make it work. You can cut runs up, you can break them up, you can shift days around. I'll look at usually doing my workouts Tuesday through Thursday, one of those 3 days, and then fill in easy runs around that. But I'll switch my long run from Saturday to Sunday, or sometimes put it elsewhere in the week if it makes sense. So being adaptable. So if that's something you're looking at, reach out, let me know how you adapt to your week or chaos, so to speak, that might be at home. So one other takeaway that I had for this week is that my sleep could be better, and so I'm going to continue to focus on that. That's going to be a check-in point along the way, because it's so crucial with recovery and healing that I just, in the evenings, I tend to deep dive into topics that I want to research or projects that I'm working on, and I just need to stop and get some sleep so I can keep things going in the positive way for the marathon. So the conversation I was just having about just how the week went with Anna, she mentioned when you're feeling like you don't want to do something, just take that out. So take out the do you want to, and just do it. So you take the thinking out of it, you just act. And I know sometimes this, looking ahead this week, is going to be pretty cold. And so I'm just going to try to take the thought out of the process and just wake up, start putting on the clothes and get it done. Just take the thinking out of it. I tend to overthink, so that's good. So we're going to work on sleep. And one little tidbit that we're reading right now with my son, I'll give you, is it's this book about dinosaurs. So we're really into dinosaurs right now. And one of the dinosaurs' name is Tiny, and he likes to draw and paint. And he said in the book how inspiration is everywhere. So as you head into this week, take a moment, look around, and realize that inspiration is everywhere. And I hope this helps you motivate your week. Hope you all are doing well, and I'll check back in with you next week. Take care, guys. Bye.